What up, what up? This video probably gonna be a little bit shorter than normal. My plan was to go out somewhere, but I kind of got lazy and it was hot as hell today. After I went to the gym, I was like, I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna chill and just enjoy my day off. I almost wasn't gonna record anything, but I'm like, let me get something in the books. Gotta stay on top of my game. After I hit the gym, I was pretty tired though, and I didn't really feel like spending no money today. So something been on my mind since that last video. The conversation I had with that dude at the Pier 57, where we was talking about how we be in this bubble in our heads. So basically the bubble consists of the people you know, your hometown, you know what I'm saying, your immediate surroundings, the shit that you used to on a daily basis, grew up around and whatnot. And we was talking about basically popping the bubble. He was talking about how he gets shy in front of the camera. He ain't ready to really show his face yet and all stuff like that. And then we got to talking about how being perceived or judged a certain way by people you know, like people back in your hometown. You have to pop the bubble. We get so caught up in impressing our peers, people we grew up with, that we start living based off their opinion of us or whatever. For example, before I started this, I was worried about being judged by my peers, about how I sound, how I might look, what I'm talking about. But like I said in my very first video, people gonna judge you regardless. But the trap we put ourselves in is trying to impress our peers from like our hometown, the people we grew up with. And that's like a trap, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are their opinions so important to you? Why are you living your life based on what they might think of you? It's a billion people in the world. It's billions of people in the world. And it's 9 times out of 10, it's probably thousands, if not millions of people who think along the lines that you think. There are probably thousands or millions of people that think like you or that can relate to you. Y'all might not have the exact same struggle or live the exact same life, but things might have been similar. You never know. A lot of people forget about the outside world that's outside of that bubble that they're living in their head. That's why you gotta pop it. The world is way bigger than that. The world is way bigger than where you live. The world is way bigger than your hometown. And there are many more people out in the world outside of the people you know and live around. The people that's really rocking with you, they're gonna support you. There's nothing to be afraid of. You worried about what people think? Like, no, that's not a way to live. That's putting yourself in a prison, a mental prison. Can't live your life based on what people think of you, especially people who ain't doing shit for themselves. I used to try to play the cool guy, you know what I'm saying? Try to hang with the cool kids and all that shit. On the inside, I was a nerd. Like at home, I was a fucking nerd. I'm watching anime, I'm playing video games. I hid that from the cool kids at school and then the people I was trying to, integrate myself with. If you do that, you end up living your entire life not being yourself, almost in a sense. And you have to be yourself. What else do you want to be? Be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself because of what you think your peers are going to think of you or the people at your hometown think of you. The world is way bigger than that. And that's why I stress going out to like explore and talk to different people in the world, because you get so many other different perspectives from all walks of life. You just get a sense of how big the world is. And you start meeting people from a whole different walk of life. So, once you pop that bubble and you go outside of that, you start figuring out that, hell, the world is way bigger than your hometown. You know what I mean? The world is bigger than the people you hold to such a high regard, whose opinions don't matter as much as you think they matter. It's really all in your head. Stop stopping yourself from being the best you can be simply because you're scared of what somebody gonna think of you. Now, it's good to have people whose opinion you hold to a high regard, like close friends or whatever. People who gonna keep you grounded. Now, if you got like 1 or 2 close friends and you really care about what they think, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as they're not keeping you confined, if you get what I'm trying to say. You should be able to do what you want to do regardless of what they think either. But it's nice to have people around you who gonna keep you grounded. They not no yes man. They can say something and you won't get offended. And you know what I'm saying? Somebody who can tell you, oh, you bugging out right now. You listen, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we do shit that can be a little left field and we got to get called back to reality for a minute, you know what I mean? Because a good friend is going to keep you grounded, but they're going to let you evolve at the same time. Steel sharpens steel, and you should do the same for them as well, and without them getting offended. It's good to have friends that keep you grounded, keep you bound to reality, that you can have disagreements with without it turning stupid or ugly, and that they can give an opinion without you being offended. But once you start letting people's opinion control how you live, that's where you mess up. You shouldn't live trapped in no cage, especially one of your own design in your own mind. But anyway, that's not healthy mentally. I just don't think that's healthy at all. Live your life the way you see fit, that's best for your mental health. Be reasonable, stay grounded to reality. Keep that handful of people around you that's gonna, help you stay grounded. Go out, stop holding people who don't matter opinion to such a high regard, and go live your life and you free yourself mentally. When I was living back in my hometown, that was a constant thing for me, just not living my full potential. And I was so stuck on being perceived a certain way. That's part of the reason why I moved. But the thing is, you shouldn't have to move to a new environment to reach that level of mentality that you can stop worrying about like people's opinions of you. I could have did this right here, recording, making videos. I could have did this at home. You know what I mean? But it's your mindset that has to change rather than your location. A change of location is cool too, don't get me wrong, especially if you want to broaden your horizons, see different shit, go out and view the world, you want to move. That's cool, that's good. That helps you grow. But if you're in a situation where you can't do that readily, then you should start with your mind first. Change your mindset and the rest will follow. If you're in your hometown and you're not readily able to just change locations, change your mind, start doing something that you want to do, a passion, a hobby. Start making content for it. Let's just use that as an example. Start making the content, start posting videos. Let's say you want to do YouTube, TikTok, whatever the hell. Start a YouTube, block out other people's opinions, or whatever social media platform you want to start posting shit on. Have a few people who you trust that'll give you some valid advice or a valid opinion without breaking you down or criticizing you. Go for your dreams. Consult just with a handful of people, close friends. Stop worrying about what people around you think, and you never know where it can take you. Hell, it can start from your hometown and end up taking you wherever you want to go in your life. You might start your YouTube channel where you at, in your home, in your room. Just set up your phone, start recording, start talking, and you never know where to go. It's easier said than done, yeah, but what the point is to break that mental barrier that's holding you back. Once you break it, get it going, get some traction, hell, you might fuck around and it might take you anywhere around the world, and then it's only up from there. Hell, you leave your hometown, now you somewhere else doing what you started doing. It's only growing up, getting better and better. You meeting new people, meeting like-minded people. You know what I mean? You creating content or anything, whatever, businesses with other people. One of the bad parts about that bubble is we scared to fail because we don't want to look stupid, and we don't want to look stupid in front of our peers because people can be assholes. You know what I'm saying? Especially people who ain't too ambitious in their life. The first thing they're gonna do is point out everybody else's flaws to make themselves feel better. And we don't want to be the butt of anybody's joke. Nobody does, of course. But the thing is, if you worried about that, that's going to stop you from getting to the point where you get past that. You're going to have to go through it regardless. It's rare that people get everything right the first time. So you're going to have to go through a little bit of bullshit sometimes, and some people gonna say shit. It is what it is. If you start a business and it fails, it is what it is. Learn from it, keep going. Because the thing is, once you learn and then you grow and then you do better the next time and you actually start succeeding, them same people that was talking shit is gonna be all fucking on your bandwagon, trying to act like they never said anything about you. Then they're gonna be looking salty because they still in the same fucking house. They're gonna be in the same predicament that they in while you elevating. You know what I mean? Then all that joking and laughing that they did about you when you failed ain't gonna matter. It's simple as that. Once you pop that bubble, you get outside of it and you start learning and growing and not being so worried about people's opinions, it's gonna take off. That's how I'm going about it right now. And I'm not afraid to learn. I don't know everything. I'm not afraid to learn from other people. I'm not afraid to accept advice. There are things I just do not know. I'm willing and open to learn. Like I just said in my last video, you got to be willing to be educated. You have to have an open mind. And if you stay in that closed mental space in your mind that's dragging you down, you're never going to develop. And if you want to improve yourself and develop, some people you got to leave behind. If you got family or friends who just don't do nothing but criticize you, or you know what I'm saying, they got shit to say every time you fuck up without offering you any helpful advice or trying to point out the good things that you do. If they only pointing out your flaws and not your strengths, and only pointing out your failures and not your improvements, then you got to kick them to the curb. That's toxic, and you don't want to be around them people. No. That's part of popping that bubble, because we get caught up in those people's opinions and, you know what I'm saying, what they gonna say if I fuck up doing this, or what they gonna do if I fuck up doing this, who they gonna tell. You gotta really cast all that shit aside. And I've been a victim of that. Sometimes I'm still a victim of that. Sometimes I get to thinking like, who gonna think this about what I done said? It is what it is, man. You can't keep yourself trapped. I done gone on about this a long time, I know, I'm sorry, but I was thinking about it. So many different people who don't live their full life and pursue things that they want to do simply because they worried about people's opinions. And they scared to fail because they don't want to look stupid or incompetent. Only way you're going to get competent is through learning. And sometimes failure is the best teacher. If you out there and you scared to fail, lean into it. Go fuck up. It's not the end of the world. It's nothing you can't come back from. Well, there are certain things you can't come back from. But don't fuck up too bad. If you're trying to pursue a dream or a career, you're going to definitely run into some fuck ups. Just learn from them. That's it. And I probably repeat this a lot because I said all this in I said most of this in my last video. I didn't really hone in on failures and the bubble and whatever. But look at it as active growth. You never really fail till you just quit trying. You know what I mean? You never fail until you quit trying. That's when you truly fail. So don't quit trying because you don't want to be judged. Take what you learned from that failure and double up on it. Because I promise you, once you start succeeding, same motherfuckers who had an opinion when you failed, talking shit when you failed, is making jokes, they're going to be looking stupid when you start elevating and learning. And it's a process. Nothing happens overnight. And I'm learning that myself every day. I'm trying to think of what I can do to be better. I've made a lot of fuck ups and I've learned from them. And to pursue the things that I want to pursue in my life, it's probably going to be more fuck ups. I'm ready for that, and I'm not worried about looking stupid. You're going to grow and you're going to elevate because you're actively trying to pursue something that's going to better your life and better you as a person. So block out the noise, pop the bubble, get outside of that box. It's more to the world, and you are capable of way more than you let yourself think you are. Something I'm still learning myself. Trust me, I'm in this journey with everybody else. I really wanted to get that off my chest. Sorry, I don't got no fancy locations to show everybody for this one. Next week, I got you for sure. But I wanted to get this done. I needed to get something done because I want to stay on top of my game and post something. But one thing that will help you not be so caught up in that bubble or that box that you place yourself in, I feel like working out. or find any type of hobby that's keeping you on your toes or developing you mentally or physically or spiritually, depending on what's your forte. For me, it's been working out. Like, that has definitely kept me grounded, and it motivates me so much. Going to the gym has been like my number one therapy. And I'm not saying you have to. I feel like everybody should work out. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym to have mental clarity or some shit. What I'm saying is find something that's going to help you release the pent up energy inside of you. Find something that's going to help you release that energy. A hobby like working out or something creative. I feel like everybody should do something to work the creative part of your brain. This has been my go-to as far as the creative part. Working out is its own thing for me. Working out keeps me grounded. I have a goal. I go to the gym. I work towards it. So it keeps me looking forward to something. Making these videos, I feel like, works the creative part of my brain to a degree. And like I said, I have been taking acting classes, so that's also something that's really been working it. Something that I've been saying I want to do is this, making videos. And it's part of me releasing that pent up energy. Because I used to be depressed a lot. And I feel like part of the reason for it was because I didn't have a release. This has been a release for me, and the acting classes. I just finished Beginners Acting 1 at the Barrel Group. I'm going to go into Beginner Acting 2. Starting from scratch. I used to do it back in church and whatnot, but I wanted to start from the beginning and work my way back up, see where it go. Am I trying to become an actor? Who knows? I mean, if it works, it works. I do want to take this hobby seriously, but I'm not expecting to be like a fucking world famous actor or some shit. If it gets there though, it gets there. I will push it as far as it goes. But like I said, it's something that helps me express myself, man. I feel like that's so important, especially when you're going through bouts of depression. You have to have an outlet. I'm no fucking doctor or nothing. I don't know. I'm just saying shit probably. But to me, depression is energy, a negative energy. And the longer you keep it in you, the longer you get depressed, or the longer you feel depressed, or worse you feel maybe. I feel like if you can take that energy and put it into something, it helps you get over it faster. If you're depressed, and you can find something to put that energy into, it's like turning a negative into a positive. And for me, at first it started with the gym. When I was down and out, especially when I first moved here, when I was down and out, that was my go-to. It kept me focused. Anytime I didn't go, I felt bad. And I was kind of I'm almost still kind of mentally dependent on the gym. It's like having an addiction and being dependent on it, but it's a good addiction. Until you start fucking yourself up. Like, I kind of messed my knee up. But anyway, I digress. So the gym is cool, but it's like a therapy, but it's not a creative expression type of thing for me. So that's when I was like, all right, let me take these acting classes. So I started taking them. It's been working wonders. I feel good that I got through that, and I'm ready to go into this next session. I'm excited about it. I'm not dreading it. On the day I gotta go, I'm never like, oh shit, I gotta go to acting class today. Fuck. I miss that feeling of being excited to go to something and not dreading it. Once you find something like that, I feel like you're developing a part of your brain hasn't been getting fed. When I started making videos, it's another thing that I've been like, man, I can't wait to make my next video. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to, cut it up a little bit, put something on TikTok and put the long version on YouTube. I've been excited about doing this. And if none of it goes nowhere, I feel good about trying. You know what I mean? I feel good about actually putting the creative part of my brain to use, because it's been so unfed and unnurtured for so long. Because we all have days where we kind of do be depressed a little bit and we bounce back. I feel like those days will be less if I got something to put my mind towards. If you go through bouts of depression, you down and out, find a hobby. Like I said, I'm no doctor. This might not work for everybody. There are plenty of creative people who are very depressed. Very depressed. It's a lot of things about depression I can't speak to. I'm no doctor. Like I said, I feel like I'm not really qualified. I can only speak to my experience. I don't want to like downplay it because it might be way worse than what I'm saying for a lot of people. And I don't want nobody to think I'm downplaying it or nothing, because that shit it can get real. But for me, from my experience, maybe this might help for you. Like I said earlier, find a hobby, find something to put that energy into. And I feel like that could help. It helped me. I don't know if it'll help for you, but it might. Try it. Hell, having mental clarity is so important these days, especially in the world we're in right now. You want to be sharp. You want to be able to operate and adapt in any situation. And whatever you can do to keep your mind at ease and keep that negative energy out of you, I say do it. If you don't know what that is, go out in the world and find out. You never know. You might stumble upon something that you needed for your whole life. That's why I'm making it a point to see the world more, explore. Because for a while I was feeling like I didn't have no purpose. I didn't know what the hell I was meant to do. But the more I try different shit, it's like, man, this feels good. I feel like I'm coming up on something. I feel like it's close. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people feel like that. Like I said, I can only speak to my experience, but I'm pretty sure there are other people out there who feel the same way, or at least similar. It might not work for you, but try it. Try to explore. Try to go out and see the world. I feel like that's so important, especially when you feel like you don't have any purpose. If you ain't living with a purpose, or you don't have anything going for yourself, you got to go find out what clicks with you. What are you naturally attuned to? Play to your strengths. What are you good at? Sounds easier said than done. I know. I don't want to downplay nobody or what they're going through. You got to get up. You got to figure it out. You got to. You got to be your own hero. You can't wait for nobody. Nobody's coming to save you. You got to get up and you got to go out in the world, and you have to make discoveries for yourself. You have to find what brings you the most peace to your mind. Nobody's going to bring that to you. Sometimes it might take some hard work. You might have to go through some shit. You might have to fuck up, make mistakes. But sitting around and beating yourself up and being depressed is not the way. It's two pains. You either gonna sit and fester and rot, or you gonna go out and experience the pain of discovery and growth. Like working out. Life is analogous to the gym. When you're consistent enough in something and you go try, in the beginning, you might not see no results. But the more you keep going, hell, 6 months down the line, a year down the line, might even take 5 years down the line. But you're going to see something. You're going to see results. So the point is to go try, go do. The more you work that creative part of your brain, the stronger it gets. Like in the gym, you got to tear your muscles down to build them up. Out in the world, you got to tear your mind down to build it back up. It's going to come back stronger. When you tear your muscle fibers, they break down. You get the right nutrition in you, they come back stronger. You go out in the world, experience some shit that's going to tear your mind down, get the right knowledge in you, get the right information. Your mind is going to come back 10 times stronger. That's all it takes. I know it's a lot of people out there who are going through shit that they can't talk about, that they can't really express to people. You might have close friends that you can't really talk to. If you're going through that, find a way to release that. Don't let it sit in you. Don't let it fester, or else it's just going to turn into rot. It's going to eat you from the inside out. And that's really about it. And I know I repeat myself a lot, so I'm sorry about that. And I probably repeat the same thing in different ways too. I'm working on that, I promise. I'm on this journey with everybody else. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I'm figuring myself out just like everybody else. But I've gotten to the point where I believe in myself more, and I can count on myself. I feel like the world is in my hands at this point. You know what I mean? And I can do anything. I feel a lot better than what I felt just a year and a half ago, because I'm actually out here trying. If I fail, it is what it is. Like I said though, there is no failure till you quit trying. I didn't mean to turn this into a damn episode on depression or whatever, but it just came to my mind. especially coming off of the pop the bubble shit and whatnot. I just felt like I had to say all of that. If it resonates, it does. If it don't, it don't. Believe in yourself. Stop listening to people with uneducated opinions. Block out the outside noise. Keep those handful of people who you can talk to and depend on to give you a grounded opinion and constructive criticisms. Anything outside of that, block it out. Go for your dreams. Don't stagnate yourself. Don't worry about what the people around you think. It's a whole world out there. Go explore it. That's pretty much it for this video. Next time I will get y'all that scenic view that I love to get. Some type of scenic view from somewhere. It might be Brooklyn Bridge Park, might be shit, whatever other motherfucking park or a rooftop. We'll see what happens, man. But enjoy yourself. I don't know, whatever you're doing right now watching this, live your life, learn and grow, man. That's what we all about here. Just learning and growing. I'm in this journey with y'all. All right, peace out.